Good day. DesSoft is an engineering design software company that developed engineering design documentation for your process, electrical instrumentation, and fiber network layout environments. Our history and expertise is where the developers of DesSoft started in the early 90s developing software for company level, and then in the middle 90s on a national level where the software was used widely within our country, and then on the late 90s for an international company where the software was used in 50 different countries. In 2001, DesSoft was founded, and we have used the best practices in all the experience of the products that we have developed and created the DesSoft applications from scratch. We are also a level 2 BE status for a 51% black-owned company in South Africa. Our products, we have the DesSoft P&ID, which contains two modes, the process flow diagrams as well as piping and instrumentation diagrams. Then we have our FDes, which is Field Bus and Instrumentation Designer, and EDes, our electrical designer for low voltage from the MCC to the field. Just to make you aware, these two products are there to create your bulk documents within these departments. And why I do mention that is that people didn't realize it. If you look at a plant design or building a plant, then the majority of the cost, or 80% of the cost, are in the mechanical, civil, and other departments, and 20% comes from the instrumentation electrical departments. But when you look at the documents produced, then it's the opposite. 80% of all documents in a plant design comes from the instrumentation electrical departments. So we really focus on assisting you creating these bulk documents. Then we have our DND, which is our fiber network designer. The fourth industrial revolution platform, as we call it, is something that everybody is talking nowadays. And then they talk also about plant management and digital twin. But when you're talking about these and trying to see where's the starting point of everything, you realized that there's still the granular information of the plant details. That granular information resides within the DesSoft applications and creates the foundation of your other systems. For instance, the PLC, where the soft addresses are, which instruments are connected to that, that comes from the DesSoft application. And the assets that we have within the P&ID environment can be used with your MES and your other systems as well. The same applies for your digital twin side. So whenever you create a digital twin, you need to know about the motors, the valves, the transmitters in the plant itself. Even if you want to do simulation, those details are important to know. We can also track all your devices, the manufacturer model information about your IoT devices, so really still a place to start when you create any of those or utilize any of those applications. Our software is really integrated and natively designed to work with a database system behind it, and that has the same database, the same record entry can be used. It doesn't matter if you're coming from a P&ID, the EDes or FDes side. So working on a motor on P&ID, you will work with the same motor in EDes, sharing the same information. And on the instrumentation side, working on a valve, for instance, will be the same valve entry working on a P&ID. So again, sharing valuable information between the departments. Immediate benefits is that you have accurate information because it's a central database. It also eliminates duplication of equipment that we found that each department got their own list, and this will reduce that problem. That is really helping you to preserve valuable information because you know there's just one source of the truth. Also on your asset registry side, it creates the accurate asset list with proper information because various departments contribute to that, and it's all digital in the database itself. On the costing side, you will think now, what can that benefit on your plant bottom line? And for a simple example that I can use is, in the instrumentation world, if a valve doesn't want to open, you don't know if it's a power failure or what is the problem. So the first thing you normally check is if the fuse didn't blow. So it could be fuse 53, for example. Traditionally, people will then go to the control room and do cable tracing to find the fuse, and it can take quite a while to find fuse 53. But if you have accurate documentation ready and available, then you can just look at the document, see that it is fuse 53, go to that fuse and have a look. If it's just as simple as replacing the fuse, then you save a lot of time, because the valve will be able to open, the plant can run again, and imagine how many hours you can save over a year time, and that really contribute to your bottom line. Also, what we found is that insurance companies don't know if you have proper asset information, but if you can prove to them that you have that, then they are also prepared to reduce their insurance premiums, because they know that what you have is true. Our DesSoft P&ID is a really intelligent system. Every symbol is linked to the database, and we have the two different modes: the process flow diagrams, where you have all the process equipment on the diagram that's linked to the database with all the different properties, as well as your stream information. And then that process flow diagram can be saved as a P&ID, where you can add all your instrumentation. Your stream lines become pipes. You have all the pipe information as well. So it really creates a bill of material of the plant itself that can be used as your plant asset registry, and there are also data sheets inside the P&ID application that you can share the same information between different departments, again contributing to proper asset information, digital version of that. Our EDes FDes is our electrical instrumentation design tool, and this is really created to assist the engineer to build their design information. So we're saying that the same effort that the engineer putting all the information into Excel, by putting that into our database, it has additional benefit for them. And that is that it will create your loop connection diagrams, your junction box termination connection diagrams. It will create your instrument list, your cable schedule, your motor list, various reports that you can get from that same source of information. The other big benefit is that if there is a change to the plant itself, then you only need to make it in one place, because it's one record, and that same information being used on different documents. So updating that one record means that your loop diagram will be up to date, your instrument list, your IO schedule, your junction box drawing, all of them will be up to date again with that change, saving a lot of time, ensuring accurate information. Then we also create speed building tools to really create high productivity in designing any of the plants, and this is true for your EPC type companies, but you can use those same speed building tools for reverse engineering when you're an end user, where you can utilize that existing data into our system. We also provide now for the end user a workflow utility, and that is for a simple reason. There are many other workflow applications available, but that is for plan changes. So for your mechanical or big electrical equipment, those changes are planned in advance. Everybody's aware of that, and it's approved, and the plant is down, and those changes can be applied. But in the instrumentation world, very often a change happens on an ad hoc basis with an overnight call out. So what we have done is, you can redline our document. It will activate a workflow where you can select a change procedure, which will then notify various responsible people that you can configure, and that people can then approve or reject this workflow. But the main thing is, everybody is aware of the change, and you suddenly have control, and you can ensure that your plant is running at the correct safety and company standards. We also have our DND-DesSoft Network Designer, and that is for your fiber environment. So it will allow you to create your fiber ring networks, your ring tower asset details, your outside plant type drawings, and this is done through Bing Maps that will really give you your GIS location information, and all the fiber routes, the ducting, your handholds, your starting points, endpoints can be mapped on these Bing Maps. And we also provide you with splicing details within a handle or at your endpoint, so that you can see exactly which fiber it is connected and going to. Thank you for listening to this short overview of our products. If you're interested in any of them, please contact us at those details, and we will gladly give you a live demonstration of each of the products.